Okay, as promised, I'm going to go ahead and do a complete demonstration of the top 10 UV lights that I came across in our industry. Actually, there was 20 UV lights like I brought out in the past in a live video, but I discarded the 10 because they really aren't that good. And the better ones, of course, run anywhere from somewhere around $200 to $260. $260 being the premium ones. And they do a good job, don't get me wrong. But to me, I don't feel like they do a great job. And what do I mean by that? Well, when I get inside of a home, I like to be able to move quick. I don't want to have to go dim all the lights, I don't have to shut all the shades, and I want to be able to see it from a distance. However, you have to kind of walk a fine line. If you want something that's going to see from a distance, it's not always as distinct up close, but it's still distinct. And vice versa. So I chose the one that's further out. However, I came up with a great solution to be able to solve both, and I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. I'll show you that actually before we go out and do the test, but I want you to see the test for yourself. I've got an area rug that has some urine on it. I'm going to use a measuring tape. We're going to measure the different distance, and you're going to be able to see which one actually works the best. And the ones that I created come into a case, and I went with a certain size for a reason. That reason being is because I can change out the bulbs, and that way what usually fails is the bulb. So if you have the opportunity, or you want to keep an extra bulb on hand and you want to be able to see them a little better up close, you can switch over to the one bulb. If you want to see them further away like I do, which comes with it stock, you just use the bulb that comes with it. It really works great. I think you'll find out for the price point at $119 on sale is fantastic. Our regular price is $219, but to get started, we're offering them for $119. It comes with this case right here, the battery charger, a nice good strong battery, and this is it right here. Now, I'm going to set this down for a second. You might notice I'm wearing a holster, which is nice. And why do I like a holster? And this is another reason I went with the size right here, because it's easy to leave behind a UV light. And if you leave behind a UV light, let me tell you what, there's a couple $100 gone. Do that a couple times, that really adds up, doesn't it? So it's a great size, very convenient, only needs one battery, very strong, and does a great job. By keeping it in the holster, you'll know if you remember to take it or not. When you have employees, you're going to find out that's really important. Okay, I'm going to have him key scroll over here to look at all these that I've got here on hand. And you're going to notice these top 10 that I've got right here with a battery charger. And it handles more batteries because some units need more batteries. I'm not a fan of that. Some have to have disposable batteries. Not a fan of that either. It's definitely not the strongest one. So some of the strongest ones were like the TMF light, which we've had already for a couple years. The TMF Big Boy light, which is 2 batteries. This one here has 3 batteries. It's a great unit. And this one here has 1 battery. It's a great unit. So I basically decided on going one this size right here, but with the capability to be able to change out the bulb. So you can have the opportunity to have one that sees further away and best, or one that sees up close best. It's totally up to you. It's your decision. So that's really cool. And it's actually very simple to change. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you how. All you do is take a pair of snap ring pliers, screw it right out of there, put new one in there, and you're good to go. Okay, and you might be wondering, why you can't see everything that's going on here. Just one little cool point I've brought out in the past is you want to have a 5-year plan and have a things to do list. Now I took a plastic bag and ran it over top of all these right here, and I scribbled over it because these are my goals, right? And I've got my daily goals, I've got my weekly goals, I've got my monthly goals, and then I've got my yearly goals, and then I've got my 5-year plan. I'm really, really convinced that a 5-year plan really helps make a difference in your business. All right, that being said, I think a urine light or a good UV light is going to make a difference too. I think you're going to find for the price point, what comes with it, this is probably the absolute best one that's out there, and the capability to be able to switch over the bulb really takes it over the top. All right, let's go ahead and see it in action now. Okay, as I mentioned, I've gathered the top 25 urine lights in the industry. We've been making the TMF Bad Boy light for a couple years now almost, and it's been a top seller. It's been really one of the strongest lights on the market. It's within the top 3. And I find the top 3 are all just about the same, but none of them really deliver what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a light that I can walk inside of a home, I can move fast, I can get the job done quick, I can see a broad spectrum, and I can be working in almost broad daylight. I don't want to sit there and have to close all the shades. I don't want to have to change batteries or buy batteries and stuff like that. And I don't want a bunch of batteries. I'm trying to narrow it down to one battery, the strongest light, and I feel like I've done it, but I want to prove it to you. I bought the top 25. 10 of them were just garbage, so we went and got rid of those, and now I've got these last 10 here I'd like you to take a look at. All right, the first one here, we're probably all pretty familiar with. You get it on Amazon. I'm 5 feet from a urine stain here. You can't see nothing, okay? The second one here, you can buy this. This is not bad. You can actually see it on the measuring tape, but you cannot see the urine stain there. Okay? This next one here, give you an idea what these look like too. You're not seeing anything from 5 feet. Of course, I'm working in here in fluorescent lights. You're more likely and never going to be working with fluorescent lights because it's in a commercial location. So a home's going to be a lot more dim than this right here. So if you can see it here, you can see it anywhere. This is one I put together. Look at it now. You can see that small urine stain right there. I think that's pretty cool. It's only one battery. It's still heavy duty. It's really a great light. I really feel like I've surpassed every light on the market, and I want to do it at a reasonable price too. Okay, here's one of the top 3. You can see it here. It's very similar, but you can't see the urine stain from 5 feet away. Here's another popular one people like. This one right here has a lot of different things going on. What I don't like is, I like the broad spectrum of it, but what I don't like is the fact you have to put like 6 batteries in it. You got to change the battery every so often. So it's not that strong, and on top of it, you have to change the battery, so it gets very expensive to maintain or keep up. And it cannot see it, but it does have a broad spectrum. I do like that. You know, for 40, 50 bucks you can buy it online, but you got to buy batteries over and over again, and it's still not that strong. You have to move slow. You got to get on top of the urine stain. To me, that defeats the purpose. The next one, this one's pretty decent light right here. You can see it there. You know, but it still will not see the urine light from 5 feet away. Won't see the urine, I'm sorry. This one here is another one, very similar to it. Another popular one on the market. Picked these up for about $175. Not doing anything. Here's ours. This was our big boy light, which we've had now for probably almost 2 years, I said. And you can almost see the urine from 5 feet. You really can. Get up a little closer, 4 feet, then I can see it. All right? And then here's another one that has 3 batteries in it. It's pretty popular. Went in the top 3. You can almost see the urine. You actually can see a little bit of the outline of it. So it's not a bad light at all. I'd put this in second place. But nothing beats the light that we built, and that's why I wanted to show you the video. It's the strongest, most powerful light out there. You can see urine from 5 feet away in a place lit like this. So that's a very strong factor right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put up a post, show you this video. There'll be a link. You're welcome to get one. I honestly feel like it's going to be the absolute best. I really worked on it for almost a year now, trying to find the absolute best and the most convenient and the fastest working unit on the market. I feel like this is it. It's the TMF urine light. Okay, like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead now and show you how to do any type of maintenance or upkeep on these, and also how to change the bulbs. However, remember this, we've really worked hard for a year field testing these units to make sure that the bulbs that we have right now are the perfect setup for carpet cleaners. Now, so you only have to change these as a last resort if you want a different type of look. I don't think that's going to be necessary, believe me. We put the time and effort into it. However, if you need to, I'm going to show you how to change them, because if something does go bad, it's usually a bulb, or it's usually a battery or something, or a switch. There's only 3 components to it. So I want to show you all 3 of these components right now and how easy it is to work on the unit. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. All right, now you notice I got the light here, and it comes into 3 parts. 1 with the lens. 2 will have the light in there. And then the last part here is where you got your switch at and your battery. Okay? Now, to change this is actually relatively simple. Take a pair of snap ring pliers and you just go ahead. There's 2 little notches in there. 2 little small notches. Be very careful not to touch any of the wires or the lights. Get your snap ring and then just start turning it. Once you get it loosened up, don't force anything. You never have to force it. Go ahead and take a little ice pick like this and just turn it. See how easy that turns? And then you just take your new one, you drop it right in there and you screw it in. And don't overly tighten it. You want it snug but not overly tight. Also, don't try to take it apart with the battery in there, because what's going to happen is the battery and the springs will be forcing against you the whole time. It's going to be much more difficult to get it out of there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and reassemble it. I'm just going to put it basically snug tight with the ice pick. Screw it in until I hear it stop. If you want to take your snap ring pliers and just snug it, that's fine. You don't have to go much. Just a little bit. Maybe a quarter of a turn. Go ahead and now screw it back together. ahead now, put the lamp top on it, and voila, there you go. So you notice how good that looks. Okay, so now as a couple of closing points, remember to never point these into anybody's eyes. They're very dangerous. You could blind yourself. Also, you can pick up the yellow glasses if you want to help you see in your clients, but really with this you don't really even need to. Keep it clean. Use something that you maybe use for eyeglass cleaner or something like that for the top of this. Don't touch your bulb. Most of this, keep it together and let your battery go. When you first get the unit, charge your battery all the way up. Okay? Take the battery charger, make sure it's totally charged. Give it a good full charge before you use it. It's got a red indicator on it. Also, remember this too. Here's a little tip. The positive end always goes towards the light going outward, okay? So you want to head towards the lamp with the positive end. Don't put them in backwards. It does do some damage to your light bulb. Okay, other than that, it's real simple to upkeep. If you've got any questions, we really appreciate all the support for Truck Mount Forums. Remember, we're a father-son team. We've worked diligently to go ahead and bring the forum to you at truckmountforums.com and also the Facebook page. And if you don't mind subscribing to our YouTube channel, I really appreciate it. I'm Rob Allen with Truck Mount Forums. Have yourself a great day.